Let me give you 4 simple ways to create margin in your schedule for quality time with your family on a regular basis. Number 1, when you're at home, eat dinner together around the table. I know that all of you are busy with your kids. They're in sports, they're in cheer, they're in all of these extracurricular activities. It seems like you're always on the road. But when you're at home, you eat dinner together around the table. Not in front of the TV. In fact, the TV needs to be off. No one's reading anything. No one has a telephone at the table, even parents. Now, if you're on call and you're a doctor, then you've got to have that telephone because you're on call. But if you're not on call, parents, you don't even have that telephone. You know, I have people all the time get upset with me because I don't carry a telephone. I don't have a telephone on me right now. If I had a telephone on me right now, Randall Miller would try to call me. Yeah. I don't need a telephone. Yes, you do, everyone. We need to be able to get a hold of you, Pastor. Jesus didn't have a telephone. That's why I tell my wife all the time when she's upset. You need a telephone. Jesus didn't have a telephone. Yeah, but Jesus talked to God like this, she says. But anyways, we won't get there. But here's what I want you to understand. When you're at home, you eat dinner together around the table, and you'll have all these distractions. You make it family time. And let me just go further and say this. Dinner should last at least 45 minutes. If you finish eating in 15 minutes, you're not excused from the table. Listen to me, parents. I've watched some of your kids eat, and I can tell you guys aren't eating around the table because your kids have no manners whatsoever. It's embarrassing. Embarrassing. If you have sons and daughters, your sons need to be pulling out the chair for their sisters. God, I hated that. But now I look back at it and thanks, Dad. We had to pull out Carol's chair. You know how many times I got thumped on the head for walking through the door before Carol? I see these young men not opening doors and holding it for women. I'm embarrassed. Well, that's misogynistic, Pastor Allen. Oh, good gosh, go hug a tree. Teach your children to keep those elbows off the table. Teach them what silverware to use. I don't know. Well, look it up. It's called Google. Teach your children manners. You know what's funny? I look back. I used to be embarrassed of my family because we had to answer the phone. Nolan residence, Allen speaking. And my friends would just laugh. And when my mom and dad weren't around, I'd pick it up and say, hello? Son, this is your dad. We don't answer the phone that way. Sorry, Dad. Nolan residence, Allen speaking. Yeah. You're taught that at home. Now, we also had to, when we were sitting around the dinner table, when we finished and we wanted to leave, we said, may I be excused from the table? Now, you know what my mom and dad would say? No, we're still having family time. You need to have your children asked to be excused from the table. They don't finish, get up, and go out. Families don't do that. Families talk. Families communicate. And you teach your children that they're not excused from the table until they ask and you give them permission. May I be excused from the table? Yes, you may. But don't run off. You're cleaning the dishes tonight. Oh, yeah, I'm going to get you guys together. Anyways, what I've given you are the things that you need in order to have quality family time. And as I said, there's a big difference between spending time together and having quality family time. And let me explain the difference. Quality time is defined as giving your undivided attention to each other. Quality time is not watching TV together. You might be together, but the focus is on the TV, not on each other. So when you say, oh yeah, we have family time all the time. We get down and we watch TV. That's not quality family time. That might be family time, you're together, but it's not quality because the focus is not on each other. So think of quality time as focusing your attention on each other. And the dinner table is the perfect place to spend quality time together. It's the perfect place to focus on your kids and what they did that day, and to find out how things are going in their life, and just listen to what they have to say. And let me tell you, if you do that from the time they are little, it will be normal to them. My wife might get upset. I'm going to tell off on this. We were dating, and the first time I ever went to eat with her family, they said the prayer, and I mean everyone just went to eating. And I start asking questions. So, Dave, what are you working on? And just about everyone at the table stops eating and looks at me. What are you doing? I didn't really catch on. It took me a while. I was a little dense. And Dave answered, and then they all went back to eating. I asked another question to someone else. They all stopped and looked at me. And it dawned on me. When they're at the dinner table, they're eating, they're not talking. People, let me just say this. They were having family time, but they weren't having quality family time. They did not know how to, and I'm going to use an O word, visit. How many of you old people know that you go visit? My parents would come in and say, we're going to go visit Granny today, or we're going to go visit Grandma and Grandpa Nolan. They're going to go communicate. When we grew up, there was no TV in the living room. Why? That was where you visited. That's where you focused on each other. Now, I've got TV in our living room. But I have to learn. There are times when my wife will come to me, especially during football season. She'll say, you need to turn that off. Do you see the game? It's the third quarter. We just got one more quarter. No, I'm just kidding. She doesn't do that to me. She's good. But here's what I want you to understand. This is where you have quality family time. Now, if the conversation is strained, it means that you really have some work to do in building relationships with your children. If you go home and you decide you're going to do this, let me tell you, first of all, your kids are not going to like this. What are we doing? This is stupid. This is crazy. I go to school every day. I do the same thing every day. Why would you ask me what I do? Yeah. Let me explain something to you. Communication is key to any relationship. You want to be able to bond with your kids? You communicate with your kids. Yeah. Quality time where you focus on each other. So if there's no conversation around your dinner table, it means that your conversational skills are bad. And it means you need to work on them. I tell you, something is wrong with this generation. When I go to the restaurant and there's 4 kids sitting there and they're all on their table or they're all on their telephone.